If you're over 50, you might know the feeling, that bloated, heavy sensation after meals, sluggish digestion, occasional constipation, or just a gut that doesn't feel quite right. I used to chalk it up to just getting older. I'd eat my dinner, feel like a balloon, and think, well, this is my life now. But here's the thing, those issues aren't always about age. Often they're tied to simple, everyday habits we don't even realize are working against us. Your body changes as you age. Slower gut muscles, less stomach acid, shifting gut bacteria. But that doesn't mean you're doomed to feel uncomfortable. I learned this the hard way when I started noticing how my rushed meals or love for quick snacks left me feeling worse. After making some small tweaks, I felt lighter, more energized, and honestly, happier. Today, I'm sharing 7 common digestive mistakes many of us over 50 make and simple, practical ways to fix them. No fad diets, no complicated plans, just straightforward changes to help your gut work better so you can feel better. Let's dive in with my story and the first mistake that was quietly messing with my digestion every single day. Mistake number 1, eating too fast. I used to be the queen of speed eating. Breakfast was a quick piece of toast while getting ready for the day. Lunch was a sandwich shoved down between errands, and dinner, I'd scarf it down in front of the TV, barely noticing what I was eating. Sound familiar? For years, I didn't realize this habit was a major reason I felt bloated and sluggish after meals. Eating too quickly is one of the most common digestive mistakes, especially for seniors, and it causes more trouble than you might think. Digestion starts in your mouth. When you chew, your teeth break food into smaller pieces, and saliva mixes in with enzymes that begin breaking down starches and fats. It's like your body's first line of defense for good digestion. But when you eat too fast, you skip this step. Instead of sending small enzyme-coated bits to your stomach, you're dumping big chunks that are harder to process. For me, this meant bloating, gas, and that heavy rock in my gut feeling that lingered for hours. There's more to it though. It takes about 20 minutes for your brain to get the signal that you're full. When you rush through a meal, you're likely to overeat before your body catches up, which puts extra strain on your digestive system. As we age, our gut motility, the speed at which food moves through, slows down naturally. Big, poorly chewed meals make it worse, leading to indigestion, acid reflux, or even irregular bowel movements. Fixing this was easier than I thought, and the difference was almost immediate. I started giving myself permission to slow down. No more eating on autopilot. I put my fork down between bites, chewed each mouthful 15 to 20 times, and focused on the flavors and textures. I stopped eating in front of screens, no phone, no TV. Instead, I'd sit at the table, maybe with some soft music, and treat meals like a moment to enjoy. Not only did my bloating ease up, but I started savoring my food more. It's like giving your stomach a head start so it doesn't have to work overtime. Try this. Next time you eat, set a timer for 20 minutes and pace yourself to stretch the meal out. Chew thoroughly, sip some water, and notice how your body feels. It's a small change that makes a big impact, turning meals into a mindful ritual that supports your gut and your mood. Mistake number 2, not drinking enough water with meals. I'll confess, I used to avoid drinking water during meals. I'd heard somewhere that it diluted stomach acid, and I didn't want to feel too full. So I'd sip barely anything, thinking I was doing my gut a favor. Turns out I was making things harder for myself. Water is a key player in digestion, and not getting enough with meals can lead to bloating, sluggish digestion, and even constipation. Your digestive system relies on fluids to break down food, dissolve nutrients, and move everything smoothly through your intestines. Without enough water, food sits heavier in your stomach, and waste moves slower through your gut, especially as we age and our intestinal muscles weaken. I noticed this when I started feeling stuck after meals, like my food was just sitting there. A doctor friend set me straight. Sipping water during meals helps, not hurts. That old myth about water diluting stomach acid, it's not true. Your stomach adjusts acid production to handle moderate amounts of fluid. Sipping water throughout a meal helps soften food, supports nutrient absorption, and keeps things moving to prevent constipation. I started keeping a glass of water with a slice of lemon or cucumber on the table, and it became a habit. My bloating eased and my digestion felt smoother. Try this. Sip small amounts of water throughout your meal, about 4 to 8 ounces total. Don't chug a whole glass at once, that can make you feel too full. If plain water's not your thing, try warm herbal tea like chamomile or peppermint, which can soothe your stomach. Consistency is key. Make it a habit, and you'll notice less of that heavy, sluggish feeling after eating. Mistake number three, ignoring fiber intake. Fiber doesn't get much love. It's not as exciting as protein or vitamins and I used to overlook it completely. My go-to snacks were crackers or white toast, easy but not exactly gut friendly. Then I started struggling with constipation and learned fiber is like the unsung hero of digestion. It's crucial, especially as we age, and ignoring it can lead to bloating, irregularity, and even bigger gut issues. Fiber does two big things. It adds bulk to your stool, making it easier to pass, and it feeds the good bacteria in your gut. Those bacteria help break down food, reduce inflammation, and even boost your immune system. Without enough fiber, waste sits longer in your colon, which can lead to constipation, diverticulosis, or discomfort. I was shocked to learn that low fiber can even affect your mood, since your gut and brain are so connected. As we age, our intestines move slower, so fiber becomes non negotiable. But many of us don't get enough because we lean on processed, low fiber foods. I started small, swapping white bread for whole grain, adding berries to my yogurt, or tossing chickpeas into my salads. You don't need to eat a kale forest. Soft, fiber rich foods like oatmeal, bananas, or cooked carrots are gentle and effective. Just add fiber gradually to avoid gas and pair it with water to keep things moving. Try this. Aim for 20 to 25 grams of fiber daily. Add one fiber rich food per meal, like a sliced apple with breakfast or a handful of beans in your soup. It's not about perfection, it's about giving your gut what it needs to thrive. Mistake number four, skipping meals or eating irregularly. I used to skip breakfast because I wasn't hungry or get so busy I'd forget lunch, then eat a huge dinner late at night. My digestion was all over the place. Bloating one day, no appetite the next. Your gut loves routine, like a clock that thrives on predictability. Eating at consistent times helps your body produce digestive enzymes and move food efficiently. Skipping meals or eating at random throws that rhythm off, leading to indigestion, constipation, or blood sugar swings. Irregular eating slows gut motility, especially as we age when our digestive muscles are already less efficient. It can also mess with appetite regulation, making you ravenous one moment and uninterested the next. I noticed low energy and irritability when I skipped meals, and it wasn't just hunger, it was my body struggling to keep up. Eating regularly also supports your circadian rhythm, which affects digestion, sleep, and mood. I fixed this by setting loose meal times. Breakfast around 8, lunch at 1, dinner by 6. Even a small snack like yogurt with fruit counts. It's not about eating big meals, just giving your gut a predictable rhythm. Now my digestion feels steadier, and my energy doesn't crash as often. Try this. Pick general time windows for meals and stick to them most days. If you're not hungry, have a light snack like a banana or a handful of nuts. Your gut will find its groove and you'll feel more balanced. Mistake number five, relying too much on processed foods. I'll admit, I used to love the ease of frozen dinners and packaged snacks. Pop a meal in the microwave and you're done. Perfect for low energy days. But I started noticing more bloating and irregularity the more I relied on them. Processed foods are often low in fiber, high in sodium, and packed with additives that your gut doesn't love. They're designed for convenience, not digestion. Low fiber means slower digestion and harder stools, which is tough on an aging gut. High sodium dehydrates you, making constipation worse. Even the soft texture of processed foods skips the chewing step, which signals your stomach to prep for digestion. I started swapping out chips for nuts, canned soup for homemade veggie soup I'd freeze in batches, and white bread for whole grain. It wasn't about banning processed foods, just balancing them with real whole foods. Try this. Pair processed foods with something fresh, like a frozen meal with a side salad. Check labels for lower sodium and higher fiber. Prep simple meals when you have energy, like a big pot of lentil soup to freeze. Your gut's built for whole foods and it'll thank you with less discomfort. Mistake number six, overusing antacids or laxatives. I used to keep antacids in every drawer. Heartburn hit and I'd pop one without thinking. Same with laxatives when things felt slow. They seemed like quick fixes, but overusing them was making things worse. Antacids neutralize stomach acid, which you need to digest food and absorb nutrients like calcium and B12. Too much, and you risk deficiencies or weaker bones. Laxatives, especially stimulant ones, can make your gut dependent, so it stops working on its own. These remedies mask symptoms instead of fixing the cause. My heartburn was from eating too fast or lying down after meals. Constipation came from low fiber and not drinking enough water. I cut back on antacids by eating smaller, slower meals and staying upright after. For constipation, more fiber and water worked better than any pill. If you're reaching for these often, talk to your doctor. There's likely a better way. Try this. Address the root cause. For heartburn, eat smaller meals and avoid trigger foods like spicy dishes. For constipation, add fiber and water and move more. Use remedies sparingly and let your body do its job naturally. Mistake number 7, staying still after meals. After dinner, I used to flop on the couch, ready to unwind with a show. But sitting or lying down right after eating was slowing my digestion to a crawl. Your gut needs movement to work. Light activity boosts blood flow to digestive organs, helps food move through, and prevents acid reflux by keeping you upright. As we age, our gut muscles are already slower, so staying sedentary makes bloating, gas, and sluggishness worse. I started taking a 10-minute walk around my block after dinner, and it was a game changer. No more bloating, and I felt energized instead of crashed. You don't need intense exercise, just light movement like walking, stretching, or doing dishes. It also helps your mood and blood sugar, making it a win-win. Try this. After a meal, take a 10 to 15-minute walk or do a light task like watering plants. Stay upright to support your gut's natural flow. It's simple, free, and your body will feel the difference. Your gut doesn't have to feel like a burden just because you're over 50. I used to think bloating and discomfort were my new normal, but these 7 habits, eating too fast, skipping water, ignoring fiber, irregular meals, too many processed foods, overusing meds, and staying still, were the real culprits. By making small changes, like chewing slower, sipping water, and taking a post-dinner walk, I turned things around. You can too. Start with one tip that feels doable. Maybe chew more mindfully or add a piece of fruit to your day. Your gut will thank you with less discomfort and more energy. If this helped you, give it a like, subscribe for more practical tips, and share it with someone who could use a little digestive love.